Hello everyone, let's start with Intermediate Microeconomics. This is the book that I use for it. It is Intermediate Microeconomics, a modern approach by Hal R. Varian. Let's start with the first chapter. The name of first chapter is Market. Firstly, let me tell you what all we are going to study in this chapter in my own words. In this chapter, we are going to examine a market of apartments. We are going to see that how the price of the apartments is determined and who gets to live in those apartments. Starting with the chapter, firstly, do you know what is a model? Model means a simplified representation of reality. In a model, reality is presented but in a simplified way. For example, one example of model is a map. And in map, if we show each and everything, then it is going to be very chaotic and it's not going to be useful. Similarly, in a model, irrelevant details are eliminated to focus on the economic situation we are examining. Okay, so in model we will try to simplify the things and consider those things which are useful for the economic situation that we are examining, and later we can add complications to let it become more complex and realistic. The goal of this chapter is what determines the price of apartments. There is a university and there are two types of apartments. Some apartments are near to the university which are located in the inner circle. These are adjacent to the university and of course are more desirable by people. And the second type of apartments are located in the outer ring and they are less desirable by people. Here we make an assumption that there are many apartments in the outer ring and their prices are fixed. Basically, in this chapter, we are going to determine the prices of apartments located in the inner ring, and we assume that the price of apartments in the outer ring is given and they are fixed. And these apartments are as many as people might want to rent. Determination of prices of apartments in the inner ring and who gets to live in them. This is what we are going to learn in this chapter. I've already told you. For this model, endogenous variable is the prices of apartments in the inner ring and exogenous variable is the prices of apartment in the outer ring. Endogenous variable are the variables which are inside our model and exogenous variables are the apartments from outside and we take them as fixed. We know that economics is the science of examining human behavior. And for examining human behavior, we need a certain framework. The framework of most of the economies is based on two principles. One is the optimization principle and second is the equilibrium principle. Let's study these two principles. The optimization principle says that people try to choose the best patterns of consumption that they can afford. This is what rational people do. They will always try to give the less and will always try to get the most. So people try to choose the best patterns of consumption that they can afford. According to the equilibrium principle, prices adjust until the amount that people demand is equal to the amount that is supplied. And at this point, the market is at equilibrium. This was the equilibrium principle. Now let's look at the demand curve of the apartments in the inner ring. Suppose that we know the minimum price that people are willing to pay for the apartment and start from the top. We are looking at apartments in the inner ring. Suppose that there is one person who really needs to live in the inner ring, so he is willing to pay a really high amount of 10,000. At 10,000, one person is willing to pay, so here is his demand point. Now, we start to drop the price. As the price comes down to 9,900, 9,800, 700, 500, no one is willing to buy. But as soon as the price comes down to 9,000, it comes into the affordability of one more person and the demand becomes here too. Okay. Likewise, these are the points that we get. And the demand curve tells us the quantity demanded at each possible price. At each possible price, this is the quantity demanded being told by our demand curve. If the prices drop by little bit and the little bit drop in prices change the demand of people, then the demand curve, which is here like steps, will turn into a smooth downward sloping demand curve. Demand curve has a downward slope. It is a downward sloping curve. Why is that so? Simply because there is inverse relationship between prices and quantity demanded. As the prices will increase, quantity demanded will decrease. As the prices will decrease, quantity demanded will increase. That is why our demand curve is downward sloping. Now let's look at another really important term, which is reservation price. Reservation price is the minimum price that a person is willing to buy some good. A person's maximum willing to pay, I spoke wrong. Reservation price is a person's maximum willingness to pay for something. At this price, the person is indifferent. How is that person indifferent? When the price of apartments is 10,000, then this one person is indifferent between paying 1,000 or 10,000 and living in the inner ring rather than and living in the outer ring. Okay, so the reservation price is the person's maximum willingness to pay. This wasn't the reservation price for the second person. The reservation price for second person was 9,000. Okay. At market price P, those people will rent whose reservation price is P or greater than P. For example, if the reservation price comes to 9,000, then those people will pay whose reservation price is 9,000 or more than 9,000. Here, the one person who is ready to purchase at 9,000 and the person who was ready to purchase the apartment at 10,000 also, they both are ready to pay for the apartment here. Okay, so at reservation price, those people will rent whose at market price P, those people will rent whose reservation price is P or greater than P. Who are willing to pay the price P will live in the inner ring, and if they are willing to pay less than P, then they will live in the outer ring. Those will live in the outer ring who are willing to pay less than price P. We have already seen the demand curve of apartments. Now let's look at the supply curve. Supply curve tells the quantity supplied at each possible price. Now the the supply curve for apartments market is going to be a vertical line parallel to the y-axis. Why this is a line like this? Because in short run, the supply of apartments cannot be changed. Because constructing apartments in short run is too difficult, so the quantity supplied of apartments remains same regardless of whatever the level of prices is. If prices go up or down, the quantity supplied remains same. After looking at the demand and supply curves, now let's look at the market equilibrium. Equilibrium is the point of rest where both the buyers and sellers are satisfied. Market is at equilibrium where the demand curve and the supply curve intersect with each other. At this point, E is the point of market equilibrium. P is the equilibrium price and Q is the equilibrium quantity. Now, why is E only the price is the point of rest and not any other point? Suppose that the prices increase from P to P1. Since the prices have increased, so the quantity demanded will reduce. Here we will have shortage of demand. This is the demand at this point and this is the supply at this point. Now the suppliers are at the danger of having their apartments vacant and getting no rent at all. So they will decrease the prices and the prices will decrease up to the point where the quantity demanded and quantity supplied is same. Now suppose that prices decrease from P to P2. At this price P2, there is excess demand. This is the demand curve, and here we have excess demand. Too many people want to rent apartments, but their supply has not increased. The supply is less and the demand is more. And excess demand will put pressure on the prices, and prices will go up, and they will go up till the point quantity demanded and quantity supplied is same. Once we have determined the market equilibrium, the question that we need to ask is who gets to live in the apartments. We have determined the market equilibrium price at P. So those who are willing to pay P or more than P get to live in the inner ring, and those who are willing to pay less than P get to live in the outer ring. Thus, the assignment of apartments to renters is determined by their willingness to pay. If you are willing to pay P, then you will get to live in the inner ring, and if you are willing to pay less than P, you will get to live in the outer ring.